How's it going, everybody? It's Stas here. So the markets had a pretty interesting day today. The S&P 500 broke even. The Dow went up 0.4%. We had the NASDAQ 100 go down 0.6%, and the Russell went up 0.3%. So all over the place today. And in this video, like we do every day here on the YouTube channel, we're going to break down some technicals, go over the markets, my thoughts on the markets, and a bunch of stocks that I'm looking at right now. So sit back, relax, take a sip of your coffee, and let's get right into the video. So look, SPY ended up breaking out of that 417.50 double top that we saw back on the 14th and the 17th. Actually, it was the 18th of this month. So that's a good sign. And that came in the first couple of minutes of trading. Well, really the first half hour. That is where we took out that 417.50 level. We got to about 418.20. And as you guys can see, we didn't really hold that for long. We ended up failing at about 10:10 a.m. We failed holding 417.50, and then we ended up going down, closing at 415, a little bit under 415. Now we're trading a little bit above that after market hours, and pulling back on the 4-hour chart, you guys can see we're seeing a bit of a W pattern forming here. Let me get out my handy dandy oval tool. You guys can see kind of a double bottom on SPY right now, and overall it doesn't take a magic or a rocket scientist rather to tell you that the uptrend is still intact. So what I'm seeing here is a potential double bottom uptrend continuation, and that is why I'm looking at 417.50, 418 so closely, because if we take that level out, and I'm going to set on alert at 418.50, if we break above this point, guys, that is a sign that we're going to go potentially hit those all-time highs again, and that would be the completion of this W pattern that you're seeing here. Again, that's if 418.50 breaks and we end up going to 423.50. That means this could have another 1.2% in the tank. That's if SPY gets up here and moves up $5 above 418. And where we are now, 415, there's even more upside, right? Probably about 2 to 2.5% if we hit those all-time highs. So those are some thoughts on SPY. I wouldn't necessarily say today was a bullish close or a bearish close. It really wasn't either of those, but I just need to see next week if we take out 450 or 418, that's going to be such a critical spot. And QQQ, let's see what ended up happening here. This is the NASDAQ 100 heavy ETF, and this looks bearish, guys, right? Like I showed you all earlier, we went down 0.5%. Well, this is not looking good. Let's put it that way. This looks like we're getting rejected by the 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart here. We fail breaking out of 330. We're trading at 327 again. And I guess one good thing you can say is we held that double top resistance from last week as support today, and we closed above it. So that is a good sign. But overall, again, the fact that we're failing at a lower high under the 180 SMA, that is not a good sign. So for next week, we need to see, will 327 hold? Do we break above 328, start pushing back towards the pre-market highs today and potentially to 333 where my alert is? Or do we break 327, we fill the gap down to 323, followed by maybe 316? These are some levels excuse me, guys, that I'm personally watching right now when it comes to QQQ. And yeah, it's kind of like a mixed bag market today. We had some red, some green. You guys can see my watch list on the left is pretty much half and half. We had some green stocks, we had some red stocks. And the silver markets, silver went down 1.5%. Gold broke even. The VIX went down 2.5%. So all over the place. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments as always. And let's talk about some stocks here. Nvidia is number one, ticker symbol NVDA. And they announced big news today, right? And this doesn't really necessarily change the valuation of the company at all, but they announced a 4-to-1 stock split, and this pretty much means that the share price, and by the way, this has to get approved, right? And it's going to be up for voting or something in a month from now, and if it goes through in a month from now, that is when they're going to be changing the shares. But pretty much what this means is, let's say, for example, Nvidia $600 like it is today, it's simply going to cut the price by 4. So each Nvidia share will become $150. So let's say you have, for example, one share of Nvidia right now. Let's say you have one share of Nvidia at $600. After the split, you'll have 4 shares at $150. So pretty much more outstanding shares are out on the markets. They increase the number of shares, but like I said, they cut the price. So in reality, a lot of people might be like, oh, this is going to be a cheaper stock. No, it's not. It's not, guys. That is not the truth. The valuation stays exactly the same. But I guess on paper, when you look at it, it looks cheaper because the number is less, 150 compared to 600. And a lot of people might start buying into Nvidia just because of this. I mean, we saw it with Apple. You guys remember Apple ended up doing that split about a year ago, 8, 12, 10 months ago. I forget exactly when. But they did a split, 4-to-1. The stock tanked, but it's done very well since. Tesla is the infamous one that did the same thing. Look at this. They did a 5-to-1 split. The stock went to about 330 after the split, and it went all the way to 900. So a lot of these stocks, they tend to do well, and of course, I don't have all the data out there, so I don't want to throw a blanket statement and say everything does well. But let's just say when it comes to Tesla and Apple, we'll say for sure for these two examples, after the split, the stock is done quite well, at least in the short term. And I think Nvidia, it's going to happen to Nvidia as well. You know, as long as the markets stay healthy, I think Nvidia could break 613, rally to maybe the 650 level. That was resistance back in the middle of April. So watch out for that when it comes to Nvidia. And I would love for Amazon to do a freaking split as well. Like, why aren't they doing a split? That is the question. That's the question everybody has. I mean, this stock is $3,000. I would love for them to do a 5-to-1 split, a 4-to-1 split. Heck, maybe a 10-to-1 split. Could they even do that? I'm sure they could do that. I mean, why not? They could do a 10-to-1 split and get those Amazon shares down to like $300. That'd be awesome. Maybe even Google. Hey, get Google down to $200. Do a 10-to-1 split or something. I don't even know. But yeah, that'd be great. So Nvidia is doing that. That is going to be interesting to watch for the next month here and even next week, guys, honestly. And eBay is another stock I'm looking at, EBAY. This one up 2.6% today. As you guys can see, the ascending triangle is playing out. There's a clear resistance at $65, $66, but we're uptrending into that resistance. We have been at least over the past 2.5 months, and today really proved that another higher low held at 59. Now we're trading above $61. Now I'm thinking in the short term, eBay could end up testing 62, probably right around that high from earlier May and just from a couple days ago. So we have a big resistance at 62, but if that's able to break where I'm going to put my alert, then I'm thinking 65, 66 could be next on eBay. So I'm going to put an alert 62, maybe 62.25. That'd be a better spot to put it. So watch out for eBay, guys. Ticker symbol EBAY. And we saw some strength out of the bank stocks today. I'm looking at Goldman Sachs, ticker symbol GS. This one up 1.8% today. Overall, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see here on the 4-hour chart. Goldman Sachs is continuing the uptrend. We held a higher low here today. We broke above the 50 SMA as well and the EMA. And now we're about to test the wedge resistance at about 369, 370, 371. So who knows? Maybe we take that level out. Maybe we start breaking out and seeing another big push in the bank stocks. It might not happen, but I'm watching it just in case. it happens, right? Same thing with JP Morgan, ticker symbol JPM. You guys can see this one's above all the moving averages on the 4-hour chart. Today it went up 1.1%, and we're about to test the wedge resistance right around $163 per share. Do we break that? Do we fill the gap to 165? That's a 2% move from here. Yes, that could be very possible. So I'm watching JP Morgan exactly for that reason. And meme stocks, guys. You got to have some meme stocks in your life. What kind of investor, what kind of trader are you in 2021 if your portfolio isn't half meme stocks? I mean, come on, guys. And no, I'm just joking, guys. Don't do that. Do not do that. Even though this is not financial advice, I'm going to tell you, do not do half meme stock portfolio unless you're a risky, crazy kind of person. But still, I'm looking at meme stocks more as a fun play, more with gamble money. And GME here is the poster boy of meme stocks, right? That and AMC. And GME went up 3.7% today. It's trading above the moving averages here. It broke out of the wedge as well on the 4-hour chart. And now in the short term, there is a sticking point at 198, $200. We struggled there a couple days ago and earlier in the end of April, right? We topped at about 198. So I'm thinking in the short term, 200, like I said, is resistance, big resistance, but we could still make it there. I think we could still make it mid 190s, $200 on another pump, whether we get a short squeeze, whether we get some momentum next week. I'm thinking GameStop goes higher, considering back on that 4-hour chart, we're above the moving averages, and we're breaking out of the wedge that GameStop got itself in ever since the beginning towards the middle of March. So I'm thinking this is bullish. I think there's more upside in this stock, although I don't own any of it. Full transparency, I don't. I mean, I own some AMC, so I guess I am a part of the meme stock movement, and I also own Dogecoin. So, I mean, those are two that I do own, but it's not really a significant amount of money whatsoever, especially Dogecoin. I mean, gosh, guys, I have like $200 in Dogecoin. I'm just messing around there. I have more in AMC because, quite frankly, I think AMC in the short term, just me, guys, call me crazy, dislike the video, whatever. I think AMC has more potential in the short term, and I think it's less risky, although it is risky in itself. But, yeah, those are some thoughts on meme stocks, what I'm doing. And, yeah, I own some AMC. Truth be told, I own some AMC, guys. So Caterpillar, CAT, is another one I am looking at here, and this one up 1% today. We also covered this a couple days ago. We talked about how it broke out of 230, filled up, or didn't fill up anywhere. It actually just broke up to an all-time high to 245. We double-topped at 245, sold off a bit the past couple of days. Now we're holding a higher low above the 180 SMA here on the 4-hour chart, and we see the 50 is acting as resistance. So I think 240, which is right by that 50 SMA, I'm going to put an alert right there. If that's able to break, watch out for a move higher, maybe to test those highs from a couple days ago, 245. So I think Caterpillar is curling up here. Maybe we make some sort of cup and handle pattern or something. It looks like it's starting to pan out that way. We will see, and maybe we can make a move, like I said, from 238, 240, maybe up to the mid-240s there. And Zoom is one that, out of all the tech stocks, guys, Zoom's got to be one of the most beaten down over the past 6 months, 5-6 months. It's down 45%. It's getting slaughtered. It's getting ugly at this point, right? And we're still downtrending. We're still on the downtrending channel here. We are peaking out of the moving averages, but again, still downtrending. I'm not trusting this rally quite yet, but if Zoom can somehow gain some steam above the 350s, that'd be great, considering the 350s, literally, guys, we haven't broken out in 2.5 months. So it's been about a quarter in terms of, 2.5 months being a quarter, roughly. It's more like 3 months. But you get the point. It's 3 months, 2.5 months of just being stagnant, dropping down to 270. So if 350 could break, maybe we get some upside push towards the 400s. Maybe not back to 500 so quickly as some people may think, but yeah, 350 to 400, that could be a pretty possible move. So I'm going to put an alert maybe at 355 on Zoom. That is ticker symbol ZM. And I feel like that's everything for this video. We covered the markets, talked about some stocks, and tomorrow I'm making, well, I already made it earlier today, but I scheduled it for tomorrow. A very good video is coming out tomorrow regarding why the market could be overbought, overvalued. We talk about some different ratios, some metrics I'm looking at, and it's a really good video because all we hear these days is the market's going up, bulls are crushing it, right? Going to the moon, all that stuff. That's all we're hearing these days. But we aren't hearing about what could potentially happen. What are some risks? What is going on right now? And what are these ratios that are, that could point to an overvalued market. So watch out for that video tomorrow. That is coming out midday here on the East Coast, so be prepared for that. Make sure to check out my Patreon if you guys want my real-time buy and sell alerts, call-outs. I do a morning update video every day, and you guys get more one-on-one access with me. That's all on Patreon, linked right down below, or you can simply go to patreon.com/DasserFest. Make sure to also get yourself 2 free stocks from WeBull. Those are valued up to $1,600, linked down below. All you have to do is deposit $100, and we each get 2 free stocks. You could also get $30 free from M1 Finance using my link, and you deposit $100, open an account, and we each get 30 free dollars from M1 Finance. So I'll catch you all later on. Thanks for tuning in. As always, stay safe out there, guys. Keep crushing the market. And look at that, 16-minute video today. That's pretty short. Considering my videos are usually 20 minutes. But anyway, I'll see you all later. Thanks again for tuning in. Keep crushing the markets, guys. Peace out.